Dell XPS 7590. This laptop is actually almost 5 years old. It was dropped off by one of my customers. Actually, the laptop had no issues whatsoever, but since I had to swap this laptop out with a desktop, it's no longer need to be portable for that specific employee. So I thought I'm just gonna fresh install of Windows on it and just run a quick test, see how this machine is actually holding up after 5 years of business usage. This is the XPS. A lot of people are saying that this is a premium home grade machine. As a matter of fact, this is easily business class. The quality of the components, the build quality, everything in this machine screams for business class. Some of the XPS machines gets rebranded as of today and sold as a precision workstation. This machine is absolutely amazing. After 5 years, if I have to describe this XPS, I would say this is a Honda or a Toyota. It's extremely reliable. Every single component hold up. This machine was never cleaned inside or outside. I have some pictures how the laptop has actually looked like when it came into the shop, and I could not believe how easily I was able to clean this machine, and it looks like brand new as of today after being used for 5 years. This surface, it feels like a soft, almost rubberized surface, has no issues whatsoever, is not peeling, is not sticking, has no problems. The touchpad, the keyboard, we have backlit keyboard in here, everything works as day one. The screen is still sharp, the colors are vivid, the view angle is awesome. This is a 15-inch laptop with a thin bezel. It looks great. The only thing I have to point out is not a big surprise. This laptop costed over $2,000 when this machine was brand new. It's a Gen 9H CPU, a high-performing CPU. It's an i7, and we have a dedicated video card. It's a 1650 GTX with 4 gigs of RAM, and this thing is still completely capable to play games today if it comes down to that. This machine never seen a single game until I started running tests and benchmarks on it. This was strictly purchased for office use, and it doesn't do anything but browsing and emails. It's a completely waste of money what was put into this machine 5 years ago just to be technically a data entry machine with this highly spec'd configuration. But as of today, I can tell that it definitely worth the money, because in the past 5 years in a business environment, never skipped a heartbeat, has no complaints about the computer being slow or sluggish. The battery dropped about 30%, degraded about 30% in this past 5 years. So we started out with almost a 100 watt hour battery. I think it's a 93 or 97, and now the battery is down to about 70 watt hour or 77, something like that. Still give us about 4.5 hours, 5 hours of runtime with a browser, watching a single tab of YouTube videos. And this has a dedicated video card, and it's great. One thing I noticed when I was running the stress test after 5 years, unfortunately this machine never passed the stress test. I thought, okay, I'm gonna take this thing apart and see how the internal components are look like, how difficult it's going to be to disassemble this laptop, and everything was a breeze. It was completely gonked up with all kinds of dirt and fiber and fabric inside. Once I cleaned all the vents and all the heat skins out, put brand new thermal paste on it, the stability test jumped from 70 to 80%, not passing, to 99%, and we also gained performance somewhere between 5 to about 20% depending on the application, which is absolutely amazing. Reminding you that each generation give us about 10% performance increase, best case scenario, or maybe 15. So gaining 5 to 20% is actually extending the life of this machine easily for another 2 or 3 years. This laptop might be gonna be running in this business for about 10 years. I don't see why not. This thing is absolutely amazing. What we have here, actually, we have a 130 watt cylinder type power supply, as you can see it in here. It's in tip-top shape. The battery is still charging, or was discharged pretty much when I run the battery test. And let's see what kind of ports we have here. So obviously we have the cylinder type charger, and let's shut this lid down. We have a USB 3.2, we have an HDMI, one USB-C, this is a one and only, we have a headphone out, and we have a card reader and another USB port in here and a Kensington lock, nothing on the back side. This almost looks like a wedge. The back side is a little bit thicker than the front side of the laptop. None of the corners are busted. Look at this quality. This is an all metal shaft, all metal case. Let me show you again how this laptop actually looked like, and I just used some wet wipes to clean this surface. Everything is technically pristine, in and out now in a machine. The XPS logo gets scratched or scraped on the bottom in here, and taking this laptop apart is actually super easy. You just have to take all these Torx out, and don't forget about the two Phillips screw in here, and the lid just completely comes off. I was trying to use a praying tool around the edges. I don't even need that. It literally falls off. We have the two speakers, down-firing speakers in here. They sound great. They are super loud. You are way louder than you ever gonna need it. Obviously, there is no bass coming out of them. There's a super teeny tiny speaker in here. This is where the laptop is getting all the fresh air and everything gets in. We have actually two fans on each side with a large, huge heat skin, and the laptop is pushing the hot air out right here. Unfortunately, it's technically bouncing into the screen. This area is completely a whole exhaust right here. It's pushing the hot air, and this is gonna be the hottest part of the laptop right here because of that. This area is a little bit more warm than the other one. Obviously, we have two fans in here, top notch. Before I cleaned this laptop out and removed all this stuck up fiber and dirt from the fans, this laptop, the fan was running quite intensely, just constantly running. Even when the computer was in Windows and was not doing too much, was still running. Now that issue is completely gone. There is no fan noise at all. When we start pushing this laptop, yes, it's gonna start warming up in here, and a fan gonna run. This is an H CPU, I have to remind you, a high performing CPU, and it does. If I compare any $300, $500 laptop in this category, this probably still outperforms a single office use laptop. If I'm looking at the $500 gaming computer, even a low brand or low budget, Acer, sometimes HP drops into that category, I would not purchase this laptop. Believe it or not, this laptop, as it is, being 5 years old, I checked on eBay, the nicer one starts around $500 and goes all the way up to $600. If you have one, do just one clean. I'll clean up the machine inside. It's gonna appreciate that. You're gonna have a way faster, way quieter, way cooler machine than what you had before, and it only takes a few minutes. So let's get through the benchmarks and test. I'm not saying that I'm completely blown away by this, because this machine was $2,000, maybe even $2,500-ish about 5 years ago, but how it held up all the components, all the buttons, the keyboards, everything inside and outside works top notch. There is absolutely no issues whatsoever. The webcam is 1 megapixel. This is one of the drawbacks, unfortunately, in a $500, sub $500 category. Even today we are getting stuck with the 1 megapixel camera. Here's the footage. Other than that, the screen, the view angle, the keyboard, the feeling of the keyboard, the touchpad, this soft rubber surface is great. All this aluminum is so firm. There is absolutely no problem structurally or anything. The hinges work flawlessly. This is a Toyota. This would be a Toyota or a Honda, and it's really, this is the best way to describe this. Again, the hinges, there is absolutely no issues when you try to move this. This is firm. It doesn't move. It doesn't budge. Same thing with the screen. When you try to do anything like that, it's still firm and solid. this is what I expect when you buy a machine like this in this price category, and this is completely delivered what we asked for. Not only even that, but I see no reason why this machine would fail in the next 5 years, and there is no reason why this machine would not last 10 years in a business class environment, even if it's an XPS. It's a premium home machine. I don't believe it. It is technically built and engineered and designed as a business class machine. I used to put these out for doctors and none of them failed. Every single XPS I sold or we sold to customers or I recommended to get, every single one of them as of today still in production, which is amazing. So thank you so much for your time. I see you at the next video. Scott's out.